All right. Fantastic. We are in recording mode. Well, welcome everyone to our Tuesday team call. It's Tuesday, March 24th. Thank you so much for joining. And I am really looking forward to connecting. We've got some great stuff in store. But as always, we would love to start with some victories. So who's willing to lead that off and start?
I'm making Chris share. Oh, or sorry.
Okay. You've been voluntold, Chris.
I have. So I was able to connect with someone this week who I don't really know, and that's fairly big for me. Just approaching somebody at the pet store. So I was asking about pet nutrition and dealing with the dogs that we have and sort of their nutrition. And I was able to sort of enter the subject through that, and he told me about how he was going to school for to be able to get more into the pet industry. And I just I went on from there to talk business and making a bit of extra money to help pay off his school. And he seemed somewhat interested, and when I eventually gave him a call the next day, he didn't pick up, and he texted me back and said he wasn't really interested. But I gave him a little bit more information about what it was. I just left it at that and said, if you do become interested, I'll be in the store, and you have my number and my wife's number, and good luck. So
That's awesome. And you're an introvert, and you approach somebody.
Yes.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
More of that.
And it's just a muscle that we can practice to strengthen. So that's really great. And I'm not sure who has some background noise, but if you do, please do mute yourself so we can keep the line open and the recording nice and clear. Thank you. And who's willing to share next? Caden's going to share. You may be sharing and muted. I'm not sure. Well, I can told somebody to. Oh, who's going to share? Hey, Gina. Can't hear you.
Hi.
There you are. All right, you guys, come on. Wake up, team.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the question because I had to disconnect for a moment. What was the question, Steph?
We're sharing victories and celebrations from the week.
Celebrations from the week. I can say that I'd like to share my celebration for the week. I just came back from meeting one of my associates, and we met with a couple that he had been training with. He's a trainer, and they will get back to him by tomorrow, but they were very intrigued. And this young woman, what used to be is it Leah Sophia distributor? And she said, I've been doing my research since I met you on Sunday, and she says, I'm very intrigued. So hopefully we'll hear back within the next 24 hours. So that's been great. And I just had a phone call from another lady who started a week ago, and she's, I think, 7 days in, and she might be looking at her 4th associate.
Yay! That's fantastic.
Yeah.
And Leah Sophia, I think, didn't they go out of business?
They did, yeah.
So
she said, I've been looking for the right vehicle, and she says, I think this might be it. And I said, not you think, it is. It is. You don't have to look any further.
No,
So you
truly. And
have a support team.
somebody who's been in a party plan before to join a company that has a consumable product, it's like this awakening that happens. It's fantastic. Yeah. Great. Okay, one more. Did we lose Debbie again? Jeannie, were you about to say something?
Yeah, I guess I might as well say something. It's not finalized, so I guess I didn't really want to say anything. I am meeting up with somebody tomorrow to talk about the product. And it's a group of people, actually, which I'm very excited about. And hopefully I will be able to get something positive going, which I think will help them, transform their lives, and also will help me. So it's a win-win situation either way you go.
That's the way, that's what we love. Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, we're going to get into how to start an associate, right? But first, we would love to hear from Chelsea, who just got back from Isagenix University in Vancouver. And Chelsea's going to address the importance of events and also just some highlights that she learned there. And I think, in fact, we were talking earlier, and I think the share from Chris happened largely because of being at that event and some of the things that he learned.
It was probably 100% because of that event and what we learned. We went to New Year's kickoff and we got a bit of business training. And Chris and I decided we needed to invest in more. And that's why we decided on ICU. And I can't even put into words. You have to go. They spend like an hour on every subject you could possibly think of, minimum, including just understanding the products, but developing your why, how to talk to people, different ways to show the compensation plan, and just loosening up and learning how to like keep your confidence when people go, is this a pyramid scheme? Or, oh, it's one of those things. And you don't start to like stutter and lose your thought process. You keep your posture. And it was worth it, 100%. It was amazing. I don't know how much time I have, Steph, but there was a couple notes I wanted to go over and a couple shares that I had. Is that okay?
Please do, yes.
Okay, so one of the things we learned with connecting, and this was just like a fun story that I really liked, was go to a coffee shop where a lot of teenagers or university students are going to be, offer to pay for their coffee and have them watch the Start movie and just say, hey, my company just did this movie. Can you take a look and see what you think about it? And they're looking for feedback. Because it's Isagenix, they are looking for feedback, but it's a way to get them to watch the video. And then you don't have to worry about how to approach college students. You're buying them a coffee. And I thought that was genius. So I had to share that with everyone.
I love that.
For social media, a lot of it was similar to what Steph went over the week before last. So if you haven't watched that video yet, watch it and go through her notes, because it's exactly what they want us to learn. The only thing I can expand on was not only are you building the relationships and interacting with people, but you also want to show the team training photos, because people are looking for community and they're looking for family and the culture. And so you want to show, without having Isagenix everywhere, you still want to identify that, like, oh, I love my team. And just so it's another reason for people to join and to talk to you about it, because it's still a big why for a lot of people.
That's really true. That's fantastic. And did you take some great pictures at that event?
Well, we didn't have anyone on our team there. So I got amazing pictures with Susan Sly, with Kyle McCrash. Who else was there? The current IsaBody challenge winner, Amira. I always get her name wrong. She's the most beautiful woman. We sat and talked for a bit. Susan Sly was everything you think she's going to be and more. She's insane and fabulous, and I absolutely love her. I have the biggest girl crush on her. I already told Steph. It's sad. All of the trainers are absolutely amazing.
You bring up a great point, and that's something I learned at the ICU in Miami. And they said, go to the back of the room and take a picture over the whole crowd, and you can frame it so that, you know, the Isagenix word doesn't show or whatever. And you can post, even if it's not right then and there, post during the prime times that we talked about on that training. Oh my gosh, it's so great hanging out for 2 days with 500 change agents, or learning so much with people who are fired up to make the world a better place, or whatever like that. So it doesn't have, we are all one team, #1 team. So you are part of that team, and you can share pictures of a huge room full of people who are on this planet to make a difference.
Yeah, and we did get some of those. I'm still working on how to get the Isagenix out of it, but it was, I think there was 800, 900 of us there. It was pretty incredible. It was, there's still celebration and all of that, but you still go, it's using the tools. The best quote is, tools are duplicatable, people are not. They have the tools there for a reason. And all they're showing us at ICU is just deeper into the tools. So even if you haven't been to ICU, go use the tools. And one of the tools that I really want everyone to check out is at the isagenixbusiness.com. There's training videos. And in there's a New Year's kickoff one with Lynn Hagedorn on how to make money. And it's a new way to explain the compensation plan visually for people who are on the phone with you and you can't show them it. And it blew my mind and gave me a mind shift. So I want everyone to watch that video too, because it's incredible. And that's, I have a lot of other notes, so I don't know if you want to connect with me or something later too. I can go over some notes with a few people too. I don't want to take up all the time.
All right. Any other highlights?
We will be the first network marketing company to hit $1 billion a year with a growth rate of 10%. I like numbers, and that was pretty freaking impressive. So, oh, and another one was when you're going through the back office tour with your new associate, show them the tree. Show them how they probably already have people under them who they don't even know, and how easy it is to really make money as soon as they get 2 people. Because that was a pretty cool tool as well. Just something else, just even if people are on the fence, or it's just to show them how to get their products paid for, show them that visual. And Jody sort of touched on that earlier today in the group as well.
Jody did?
Yeah, in our group earlier today with her husband.
Yeah.
It's sort of like that, but on a smaller scale.
Staying on 29-day auto ship.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great. Chris, anything else to add to that?
He's dealing with pain. He's just in the living room right now, but I think I literally have a list of notes of my highlights, and I probably won't get through them all, but I'd still be happy to share them with whoever wants more highlights or anything, because or just go. That's the other thing. Go to the events. They're worth every cent if you're investing in yourself and your business, and it's a write-off. Just go.
And also then, you know, for people who can't maybe get there, the live streaming is phenomenal, and it gives you a little glimpse and a little taste. So any event, any Isagenix University now, I think they all have live streaming. They used to be only occasional ones. So go to isagenixevents.com. Find events in your area. Find there are corporate events, and then there are also, of course, associate events. There's a whole section on that. And find out where the next Isagenix University, and put it in your calendar if you can't get there, to make sure that you're available for the live streaming. It is an investment in yourself and in your business.
Can I add one more thing about the events? Sorry, really quick.
Yes.
It's one more thing that was touched upon that I really like. Think of the events. That's how you get people to stick to the business, because they want to be a part of our community. Once you go to New Year's kickoff, you jump in. That's what happened with Chris and I. And think of it as this. They say start off with like the 3-way call. That's kind of their first event. Then it's a meeting like this is their second event. It's still, you know, you can still get a feel for things, but you're in the comfort of your own home, so you're easing them into it. Then you get them to like a launch party if they haven't been to one, or maybe a Super Saturday, and you can build up to it even, and there's still events, and they're still getting knowledge every time, and they're still learning, and it's still going to push them to want to go to the next bigger thing. And that was pretty cool as well.
That's a great point. Thank you for that. That's called the gradient of events, because can you imagine not having even had a welcome call and ending up at Celebration or something? Most people's minds would be a little blown by that. And James, you've been in the industry a long time. Maybe you can unmute yourself and talk about events and how important they are.
Yeah, am I unmuted now?
You are.
Yeah, you know, I really like that, Chelsea, the whole idea of a gradient of what everybody to, and yeah, a welcome call, a three-way call, a webinar. I mean, all of those count. And I love the fact that we have live streaming now. You know, I really think that's sort of the upping the ante and still allowing people to be at home and figure out their own schedule, because again, you're part of something that's hundreds or thousands of people. I mean, for people that can't go to Celebration, to be on a live streaming with 12,000 crazy people, yeah, it's not the same as a live event, but it's a pretty good step. And I'm starting to think that you know, the numbers in our events are escalating. Part of it's because we're growing so rapidly. 50% growth year over year is crazy for a 13-year-old company. The last company I was with, last bunch of years, it's been growing at about 10%, and it's publicly traded, and its stock is going crazy because 10% is really good. So here we are, a company that's growing at 50% a year. Our events are growing big, and I think a big piece of it is live streaming and getting people to something. So the other thing is, when you're going through the back office, make sure you take people to the events area, or go to isagenixevents.com and get them to schedule in whatever the live event is, like whatever's in your area, anything, everything. And I really appreciate that Steph creates an opportunity on Susan Sly's opportunity event. And again, you know, you're with a bunch of people, and you know, you're getting to experience team. And people are looking for team. People are looking to belong to something. So we've got great events.
That's absolutely true. Thank you for that. All right, well, we're going to jump into something that, uh-oh, we have an echo. Are you on? No? Okay, I'm not sure why. Is it echoey, guys? Okay, all right, great. So now we're going to jump into the steps to start successfully starting an associate or cleanser. And I am still getting an echo, so let's see. Let me see if I can mute everyone else. 1 second. Manage participants. Mute. All right, is this any better? Can you guys hear me? Okay, good. I see nodding. Great, thank you. All right, so we're going to get into the steps to successfully starting an associate. And this is something that is for everyone. Anyone who's joining our team, whether as a cleanser, a preferred customer, somebody interested in the business, everyone deserves to get started with the right steps, you guys. And this form, the steps to starting a cleanser, is in SugarSync in our business group, as well as the checklist. So it's really important. And I just actually noticed that Susan Sly did a call on this yesterday, which I haven't listened to yet. So once I do, I'll also post it because she's so brilliant. But a lot of this is from Susan Sly's training. So it works. Trust me. She's a systems girl. She knows the numbers, and that's probably why you're so in love with her, Chelsea. But at the very beginning, when somebody makes the decision to say yes to Isagenix, I feel like that's when really my job starts. A lot of people think like once somebody's enrolled, great, and now I can move on and go find someone else to enroll. And that really is not an approach that's going to build you a solid foundation for your business, and it's also not going to set your people up for ultimate success, because guess what happens as soon as they make the decision to join? Let's say they've enrolled with you, they get their welcome or their notification from Isagenix, or they hang up with you and they say to their husband, oh honey, I just signed up for this new program. You what? Oh my God, how much did it cost? And I don't know how many of you have heard of the thing called buyer's remorse, but it happens. It happens all the time. And we want to basically alleviate that from happening. So this welcome process and these steps start immediately upon enrollment, not a day or two later. So while you're enrolling them, you can, and I really encourage people who are brand new, and if you're just starting to build your team, get your sponsor or someone more experienced to help you with the enrollments so that these conversations happen, because you maybe aren't quite comfortable doing it yet. So while you're enrolling them, you can ask them what we call the magic question. And basically it goes something like this. So let's say I've just enrolled Susie. I say, so Susie, listen, you're going to get results. That we've already determined. It's going to happen. And let me ask you something. When you start to get results, there are a few different options that we can go. Most people fall into one of three categories. One is you can give those referrals to me and to our team, and we're going to take wonderful care of them. They're going to be so grateful to you, and I love referrals, so I would really appreciate that. Number two, I can show you and help you get your friends and family healthier, and you can, as a result of that, get your products paid for. Or number three, let me ask you, what is the biggest bill that you have right now? And let's say they say my mortgage or something. Say, great. So imagine that we start helping your friends and families get feeling great, and as a result, these referrals help pay for your mortgage. What would that be like? So those are the three options. Where do you see yourself? A 1, a 2, or a 3? And then pause and let them answer. And most people are kind of around the 2 range. And even if they say, you know what, I'm a 1, I still would encourage you, or if you're on the phone with your sponsor or a team leader, to have the conversation of, okay, I totally get that you're right now are a 1, and I'm really going to appreciate those referrals, but I'm obligated to share something with you because I don't want you to ever miss out on something because you didn't know about it. So would it be okay if I just took a minute to share something with you? And people are always open to it. I say, great. So just pull out a pen and paper, please, and let me just go through something with you. And we go through exactly that video that Chelsea talked about in the training. She heard the ACMDE. And we'll post it in the business group so you guys can watch that, the direct link if you haven't seen it yet. If you have seen it, it's a great review. And just talk them through that, because you don't ever want somebody coming back to you and saying, you know what, you didn't tell me I could have made $3,700 or $7,000 or $820 or whatever it is. You do not want people to ever be able to come back. So letting them know about the rebate program, at the very minimum, walking them through the U+2, them +2. And we just did that on a call with Debbie. And, you know, it's $820 in 30 days. That's substantial money for someone to earn extra. Imagine going into your boss and saying, can I have a raise this month of $820? What's the likelihood that that's going to happen? So don't assume that's because somebody's a product user or they've just said, I only want to do the cleanse, that they're not entitled to know about this. They're entitled to at least know and you want to, and it helps people go consultant very quickly. So the other thing that happens upon enrollment, so that's step one. Upon enrollment, you send our team welcome email. And yes, people are going to get an email from Isagenix, and I let them know that so they're not suddenly overwhelmed. So you're going to get a couple of emails from the company directly. Be sure to save those. Maybe start yourself a new folder because there's some very important information, how to log in, etc. And you're also going to get a welcome email from our team. We have our own welcome email. And I'm going to CC a couple of people on that. I'm going to CC Gina. She's amazing. She actually lives in Canada as well. Let's, pick something relevant. And she's a wonderful, caring coach. And I'm also going to CC James. He's been in network marketing for years and years, has had tremendous success with Isagenix. He's a single dad. And I think you're going to really enjoy getting to know these two folks. They're two of my favorite people. So they're going to be CC'd, and you'll likely hear from them too. And if you have any questions and you can't reach me, they're your go-to. Don't go Googling around. Don't go looking for answers. We're here to support you, and they're part of your support team. So explain that. You're going to be CCing them. And also, it helps paint the big picture. Be sure to attach the 30-day success document. And one thing I've noticed a few people doing that a couple of people are putting the password in the welcome email. And that's something I really would encourage you to send in a separate private email, because nobody wants their password being CC'd to various people on the team. I certainly wouldn't want someone else to be able to log into my back office. So just be aware of that. Maybe shoot them a text with the password or send it in a separate note or a private message on Facebook, but just as a separate email. I also then and then when you're CC'd on those emails, and I think everyone's doing that, you guys are doing a great job with that, send your own little welcome. I call that my second tier welcome. So when you, for example, Gina CC's me on a welcome, I have a second tier welcome that we send back. So you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just make yourself a little welcome email that you can reply with. And make sure to share a little bit of your story, because it helps build belief. And people love hearing those success stories. And we all have very different stories. So it's nice for somebody to see, oh, wow, I'm connected to people and here are their results. This is real. Like these are real people and these are their real results. I also let people know that I'm going to add them to our secret agent Facebook group. And be sure to reassure people, because a lot of people aren't maybe as savvy about Facebook, and they see stuff on their newsfeed. They go, oh my God, everybody can see this. Let them know it is private. And even though you will see it on your newsfeed, your friends and family can't see it unless they're in the group. And I'm going to welcome you in there, and you're going to hear from everyone. So be sure to stop and say hello when you get your welcome. And then if it gets to be too much, just go ahead and use the notifications to turn it off, or only follow your friends, or however. There are lots of options, but don't leave the group. You just check in as you want to. So add them to the group, of course. And as soon as you're a manager, you will become an admin in the Team Freedom coaching group. And then as soon as you're a director and above, you'll be an admin in the business group. So that way you guys can approve your own people, or you don't, like once you add someone, they don't even need to be approved. They're directly in the group. All right, so that's step 2. And as you're taking people through these steps, let them know what's happening. And I let people know. And then the next thing is, prepare them for it. So then you're not out of the blue. Like the next thing is setting up a welcome call. If they know that these are the steps that they're going to be experiencing, then you're not suddenly having to out of the blue call someone and say, oh yeah, we have to set up a welcome call. So you've already basically gotten permission to set them up for success. You're enrolling them. Say, we're also going to do a call. I want to introduce you to one of the other coaches. You're going to just love her. She's a stay-at-home mom just like you are. You guys have so much in common. She's a fitness trainer, and I can't wait to introduce you guys. So we're going to set that call up in the next couple of days. When is a good time for you? And get some options of times. So So the welcome call is something that I would encourage you to, if not set up a definite time, at least get some time options so you make it happen before they even get their product. I love doing welcome calls as soon as people enroll, and they get so excited they can't wait for their box to come because you've reinforced their buying decision. You've gotten to share another story. They've gotten to hear another story. They're exposed to the bigger picture, and they are so excited then, feeling like they did make a really good decision. If you haven't gotten, during the enrollment process, if you haven't gotten to go through the U+2, then +2 by chance, or the ACMDE, that's a really good time to do it. You can revisit it during the welcome call with somebody else on the phone with them. All right, the other thing we do then is within 48 hours, walking people through their replicated website. And I'm gonna do a little screen share here and show you guys how I take people through that. And as I'm doing these steps, I'm now sitting there thinking, I wonder if Susan's slide changed anything, if it's gonna be any different in her training, and that's possible. So we'll just be fluid and flexible. But I'm gonna share my screen and show you guys basically how I start a new cleanser. Okay, share screen. Okay, do you guys see an Isagenix website? Okay, great. So it wouldn't look like this. If you take them to their website, it wouldn't look like this right now. It would look like, this. So I'll take people to their website, say, this is your beautiful multi-million-dollar website and online store that you have now that you've joined Isagenix. And there are some great tabs across the top. We're not going to go over everything, but I just want to show you a couple of things. I'd love for you to read a little bit about the company and some of what we stand for. The Isagenix different. If you're interested in the science, you can read about our scientific advisory board, some of the charities we represent, and there's a great magazine, the Isagenix News Magazine. So if you want to do some reading, that's a really great place to start. And that takes a while to load. The other thing is we'll go to another site for products, but a part of this I love are the success stories. So as you have time, if you want to look at some of the success stories, and they're broken down into athletes, the business success stories, weight loss, etc., the IsaBody Challenge, which I can't wait to share with you about, a little bit about our corporate team, etc. And so explore as you wish. Then the opportunity, if you want to delve a little more into the compensation structure. But here's where I really want to take you. There are a couple of links, isamovie.com, and I direct them on there. I'm talking them through it. So I say, so go to Isamovie. And this, if you'll notice, is broken up by our categories. We're a solutions-based company, as I explained to you. Solutions for weight loss, energy and performance, healthy aging, and wealth creation. And we have some great little videos on there. They're really short. So anytime you have a few minutes and want to take a look around, this is great. Now, if somebody's expressed a business interest, I have them definitely go here. Say, as you watch each video, have a pen and paper ready, and as people come to mind, write their names down. I bet you could get a list of about 5 to 10 names for each video that you watch as you're thinking of people whose life you might want to bless or who you might want to share this gift with. So I have them go to Isamovie, and then sites, and we do have a lot of websites, I gotta admit. So this is actually an overview. If you forget what site is for what, this tells you. So isaproduct.com, your welcome emails directed you to some of the videos there if you want to explore that any further. If you're more interested in kind of the science behind Isagenix, Isagenix Health is a great one. The Isagenix Business, we're going to be doing some training through that. And then the IsaBody Challenge, definitely want you to enter that, because just for completing the challenge, you get a $200 certificate. So basically, it's like having $50 off a month. Isn't that cool? So share that with them. Don't assume that IsaBody Challenge is just for people who have a lot of weight to lose. So that's kind of where, so I start on their landing page, all right? So that's where we begin. And then say, now I'm going to show you what we call your associate back office. So click on login and you put in your password and username and log in, and then I'll say, so tell me when it's loaded. And as it loads, I'll say, great. So this is called your ABO or Associate Back Office. And if you'll notice, if you ever need to chat with someone, we have some great customer support. There's a little recorded chat button at the very top of your page on the top right. Do you see that? And I'll say yes. Say great. And then anything the company wants to send you information on, if you scroll down, that's under the section called ISA FYI. And then we have some great little tutorials. How to manage your auto ship, but I'm going to show you how to do that, how to enroll a new member. Don't worry about that, because when it's time to do that, we will do it together. If you want to place an order, there's a little tutorial on that as well, and then our event section. But the help and tutorials, again, as you have time, I'm not saying to go through all of them, but if you're interested in learning stuff, that's a really great place to start. All right, let's go to your home button, and I'm going to show you how to set up your website. So just scroll down to the bottom left, and do you see that button that says manage your website? They go there, and I walk them through how to customize their website. So customize a page. This should all be filled in. Basically, the price points, I generally tell people to turn off, and that's simply because it kind of got cluttery now. It used to be formatted differently. Lead capture page, make sure you leave that on. Scroll down. Initially, they're going to use the default content, of course. Those of you who are building your business, though, I would encourage you to definitely use custom content in here and add a picture, etc. I keep top navigation on, bottom off, lead form on. Scroll down, help them choose their 3 videos that might be applicable to their target market, and then their starter packs. So I basically have 3 of the packs, 3 different price point packs on there instead of single products, and then just simply hit save. Then I show people how to do their auto ship, because I'm really committed to people not getting anything that they don't want. So I ask them to click on manage auto ship, explain to them about the difference between add products, edit auto ship, make sure everyone's on the 29-day delivery. If anyone has questions about that, we can definitely address that, and just have them help them set up, help them understand that they can't just cancel an auto ship unless there's something in their order basket, etc. And then we'll go back to home. I show them if they need to change any of their payment info, or if they move, or an address, or whatever, that where they can do all that. Back to the home, and then I'll show them the placement tree. So go look on view placement tree, and show them what may or may not be happening under them. And you know, those of you who are building quite quickly, probably by the time you enroll someone and do a walkthrough a couple of days later, somebody else is under them. So that's kind of cool. And the fact that they benefit from that if they're on auto ship and everything. So I want to make sure I'm not forgetting anything, because I do actually have a checklist. Show them the placement tree. Oh, and then if they're really, we don't want to overwhelm people, but some people love lots of information, some people not so much. So if they're information lovers, and you'll get to know that, then show them certainly the resource section and where their library is. Browse library. And then I reiterate to people that, you know, you really don't need to learn all this stuff. We will work together. You're going to earn as you learn. But I just want you to know where some of these resources are. Please write your auto ship date down, and let's touch base. If this is the first one, of course, say let's touch base a few days before and make sure that you have everything you need and nothing that you don't need that's going to be delivered to your door. So that's basically the walkthrough. And I'm going to just unmute you guys, see if there's anything anyone has any questions on. Okay, hold on. Does anyone have any questions about that portion? No?
Look, do you talk about events at all? Do you look ahead of time to see if there are local events and talk about events with them at that point? Oh, you can't hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We're getting a little bit glitchy. That's a great point, James. And I used to do it in there, but now because it's a separate website. And again, it depends. I mean, if they're a brand new cleanser, it might not be something that I discuss on the welcome call, but if they have any business interest, then absolutely. So we would then go to share screen, our beautiful new site.
So you wouldn't do it from the view and manage events in their back office? You'd just go to the new site?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Because it looks very different from there, unless
Yes.
they've now linked it. But so now then I'll show them this and how they can search for events, associate events. That's where they're going to be more likely to find something in their area. Associate run events. That's providing they're all getting loaded. But definitely have them put in the calendar the big important events as far as New Year's kickoff, which by the way, tickets I think are now on sale. So I think it'll sell out before celebration possibly. So you definitely want to look into that, getting your tickets. So here you have different regions. And I feel like there definitely have to be more events than this going on. I don't think they're all loaded yet. And of course, under the new event page, you can search as well by an area. So let's see, find events. Have you guys been on this site? So there you go. There's the search. And that's interesting because we have a May event here that isn't in here yet. So I'll have to let them know that. All right, great. So also you can make sure that they've been to ISA product from the welcome email. If they haven't yet, maybe direct them to the links on ISA product. Because honestly, if you guys want to save yourself a lot of questions from cleansers, and not that they shouldn't ask us questions, of course they should. However, you can tell right away if they haven't been and looked at how to do a shake day, how to do a cleanse day. It's pretty easy to tell that people have not looked at the resources we have or printed off the 30-day success document. So just make sure that they know where to find information. I let people know also that we have an online catalog if they ever want where to find the 400 to 600 calorie meals, etc. So what to have for a third meal. And here's an interesting thing, that there have been a few people that get confused about the have a shake or a meal, have a shake or a meal. So make sure they understand they are to actually eat a meal for at least one of their meals, and to have 2 shakes at least on the program, because some people I've heard of people having 3 shakes a day because it said have a shake or a meal, have a shake or a meal. So they decided to have all shakes. Some people decided to have meals for 2 of their have a shake or a meal, have a shake or a meal. So don't assume people understand everything, and make sure that they're getting all the right information. So definitely that's step 5, ISA product. Step 6 is have them call you when they get their box and walk them through the box. I know it sounds like a lot of work to do up front, but that upfront work is going to really free you up in the long term. And as you do the box walkthrough, and if you can't coordinate it and they're not going to start on time, then tag them, and there's a call in our group. Hang on. By the way, I'm going to show you guys something. I don't know if you all know, but there's a call in the group where it's recorded and we do walk them through it. But have them pull everything out. Have them have a Sharpie. Have them pick it up and write stuff on there. Apparently, I have been told that there are no returns with Sharpie writing on the products. And that kind of makes sense. Holy,
Okay.
there we are.
There she is.
That was crazy.
You're back.
I'm back. All right. Anyway, what was I in the middle of saying?
The box.
Oh,
The
Yeah.
shipment. Walk them through the shipment.
yes. Thank you. What do you mean I'm not connected to the internet? Anyway, I just wanted to show you something in our groups. I must be connected to the internet because I'm on this call. There we go. All right. So I have a high CPU usage. So under the photo section, because we can have files with documents, but we can't file things like links, etc. So under the photo section, photos. Apologize for how slow this is. If you go to the albums on the photo section in both of our groups, okay. Huh. I don't know why that popped up. Chelsea's texted me. I'll reload this. And for example, if you go to Team Resources, you click on this picture, it has the link to what's in the box. So this is the recorded call where you can tag your people and tag them in the comments, not in the picture, because then I have to approve it if you're not an admin. So just tag, you might say, hey, Susie, this is the call I want you to listen to as soon as you get your box, if you can't coordinate it live with them. So a lot of these pictures actually have a link that goes to a resource. So that's what's under the albums. Summer catalog. This one just is how to add people, etc. All right, and then when they receive their package, make sure they know how to find, stop the screen share, how to find the measuring tape. It does kind of need to get dug out of the box sometimes. It's tucked away with have them take out the product catalog. That's something else I do in the box walkthrough. Look at our beautiful catalog, and you can make sure you look at some of the other stuff that you might like to order for on your next shipment. When they get their package, have them take their pictures and measurements, and let them know when they will be measuring again. So you measure after your cleanse days, always the morning after, so you leave yourself some time. I have on the new associate checklist, which is in SugarSync, I actually get them to send me or tell me their starting weight, before weight, and their before total inches, and their energy level, and then check in after their cleanse days. So that's a really great resource, you guys. I need checklists to keep track of everyone. And have them send you their pictures, their before pictures, so you know that they did them. If they're entering the Isobody Challenge, they definitely need those pictures anyway. And always have people take pictures of their face, even though because the face changes so much, even though that's not required for the IsaBody challenge. So front, side, back, and close-up of the face. Measurements, of course, per the program guide, not just the waist or just the area that they want to. And do let them know that it's really important to, not be a slave to the scale. And then help them register for the IsaBody challenge when they receive their package, because now they've got their measurements done, etc. Tell them about the $200 of free product. And being in the IsaBody challenge increases the order basket substantially by about, I think, $100 a month. And it really increases retention for a longer period. So, and it can be done on a phone, iPad, or online. So they can now, it used to have to be with a newspaper, and I think that's kind of an easier way to do it, but they can also now timestamp to enter that. So that's it. And starting people up this way, off this way, really increases their chances of going consultant as well, because we're really giving them some great resources. And if you're sometimes new people are a little hesitant or don't know quite how to have that conversation about, do you want to do the business or not do the business? That's not how we have it. It's a beautiful thing, just using this magic question. And if you're not doing it, it can be done beautifully on a welcome call. So that is that. And we went a couple of minutes over, but I would love to end with either any questions and or takeaways.
Thank you for sharing this. For me, it was very informative, so I got a lot out of it.
Oh, thank you.
And I know it kind of helped because, I'm still new at it. So when I meet up with the people tomorrow, I think I will have a better way of approaching some of the aspects of it.
Oh, great. Thank you.
For sharing.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jenny. Thank you. Anyone else?
Yeah, it's James. It was a really good reminder that I get lazy.
Well, let's just call it complacent, maybe, better than lazy.
No, it's lazy. No, yeah, I mean, all of those steps, when I hear you talking about them, it's like, oh yeah, of course we have to do that. And of course that makes sense. And of course we have to take them through that. And of course we want them to know that. And then it's like, oh yeah, how come I don't do all of those steps every time? So anyway, thank you for reminding me that every step is important.
Yes, and it's a great reminder to myself, isn't it? Sometimes, what is that saying that we often teach or train that which we need to learn? So
Yes.
It's a great reminder to me. And, I'll tell you, not everyone's open to all of this. I'll be really honest with you. There are people like, oh, no, I'm good. I don't need any coaching or whatever. But if I've made the effort to do all these steps, I at least know I did everything in my power to set them up for success. And the rest really is up to them. And of course, during your conversations, that new associate checklist too, it's like, how do you like to be contacted? Is it cell phone? Is texting best? Is phoning best? Is Facebook best? Find out what works for them. What's a good time to reach you? Because a lot of the frustration that happens in not being able to contact people, maybe we're contacting them at a time that they're just not reachable, because that's the time they're coaching their kids at school or who knows. So ask them, how and when is the best time to contact you? And, I remember at the beginning when I was first starting, I used to be so scared to call people because I thought, oh my gosh, what if they don't like the cleanse? Or, oh my gosh, what if something, I was so scared to call in case something negative happened, or they didn't want to hear from me, or I didn't want to bother them or something. And I found 9 times out of 10, people were so happy. It was like, wow, that really means a lot that you reached out to me. And I know, like Gina, is phenomenal at coaching her people, and Chelsea's doing a great job. And I'm sure all of you are really good at supporting your people, but just know we're not bothering people, we're supporting people. And if we set that up front again as a permission-based thing, as a permission-based exchange or communication, then you're not in the dark trying to figure out, when is the best time to reach that person? They're in this time zone and they get home from work at this time, the kids are at this time. Let's be respectful of what works for them and get a few options from them. Awesome. Anyone else in closing?
I have something.
All right.
Am I off mute?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I've been starting to ask the magic question of, I understand that you would really like to have your products paid for. However, this company is so dynamic and so generous. Tell me how I can support you and how I can make you grow and how I can help you grow. And I've gotten a few people just kind of really stand back and go, oh, okay. I said, I don't want to stalk you. However, I want to make sure that you're supported and that I can give you whatever you need to grow and to give to the next person. And, one life at a time, we're going to transform. So yeah, that's a really great thing that I'm starting to do. And they're really just taken back that I've taken so much interest, but it's important. It's really important because transformation is a full body, whole life transformation. It's just a one portion of your life.
I love that. And that's fantastic. And, that's something that is showing up beautifully. I have to say that I can tell by how people show up in the Facebook group generally, not everyone, because some people are very private and very, they just don't participate. But generally, how they show up in the Facebook group is a very good indication of how they've been brought into Isagenix and what's been told to them. And when you see a brand new person welcoming new people right away, and that kind of that just lights me up. And I love that because I feel like they get it. They get what we're about. And one of the things that I've really, what I've really noticed is I have this, list of characteristics of people that I'm seeking to partner with. But right now I've added something brand new, and it's at the top of the list, and that's people with big hearts. That's really the main thing that I'm seeing when I look at the people that are on the stages getting recognition for huge growth or, rank advancements and all that kind of thing. I am seeing that they have these huge hearts. And so that's what I'm now really looking for, people with huge hearts. And I think I'm looking at a whole group of them right here on this call. So thank you guys. Chelsea, thank you for stepping up. And we're all going to take turns doing some of these trainings. Didn't Chelsea do a great job, you guys? Yay!
Yeah. Yes, we did.
Great job.
So everyone's going to be taking turns. James is going to be training. Gina's going to be training. And I can't wait to be learning from all of you because I think you're phenomenal. You're amazing. And I am so honored to be working with all of you. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Aw.
much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steph. Thanks, everyone.
Have a great night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.